Alright, welcome back YouTube. Tonight we're going to be making curry chicken with some rice and peas. We're going to start off with I have some skinless chicken thighs. I like to use a chicken thigh myself with the bone in. I think the thigh meat tastes better. I like it better than the breast meat. Breast meat's kind of plain. To me it doesn't have a lot of flavor in it. It's kind of dry. And I don't like to in a dish that's stewed, I don't like to use the skin because it seems like it gets kind of rubbery. That's just my personal preference. So these here are on sale with the skin already removed. If not, I normally just buy the regular chicken thighs, and it takes a couple seconds just to peel the skin off. And then what I do is I like to take the old handy dandy cleaver here, cut it in half so we break the bone. That way the bone marrow gets out into it. That also adds flavor to the meat, to the dish. And trim off any kind of large pieces of fat that you have here. I like to end up with a piece of meat, or a chunk of meat that's about maybe 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, like a cube, as much as possible. This is wider than it is thicker, so it won't be a perfect cube. But I mean, this here I'll cut this into like 4 pieces. Cut the meat in half here and then cut it across. So start by cutting it in half. I'll take it, cut this piece in half here. Kind of extra fat on it, take it off. So that's a nice, decent size here. This one has got the bone in it. Got this little fun looking piece off here. Using this one here is kind of small. I'll probably just crack this one in half right here. I wasn't halfway at all. There we go. Alright YouTube, I got my meat all cut up, cleaned up, rinsed off. Now we're going to go ahead, at this point I season it. I don't use a whole lot of seasonings. I personally like to put in a little ground cumin. I got this stuff here. This is garlic, scallion, and allspice. You're looking in the ingredients here. It says garlic, salt, chives, allspice, and spices. So I'm not exactly sure what they call spices. What all they have included in that, but I really like this stuff. This is recommended to me by, I have a little Jamaican grocery store next to me, a little Caribbean grocery store, and I went in and asked them about, because I like to try to get things as close as possible to being original. I'm not Jamaican at all, but I love Jamaican food. Curry chicken, curry goat, jerk chicken, jerk pork, brown stew chicken. I mean, I really love all their cooking. Spicy, it has a lot of flavor. And this is something he recommended to me, and it made a big difference since I've been started using this. It really enhances the flavor. And the most important thing is the curry powder. I like spicy food. You can get this in a mild or a hot. I prefer to get the hot. Obviously, the more you put, the hotter it's going to be. It don't take a whole lot to turn everything yellow when you cook it. So I can't, to me that's I can't tell you how much that is right there. But I'm gonna sprinkle some of this allspice seasoning here. I might put quite a bit of that in there. I don't go too crazy with the cumin. I just like the way this tastes with it, the flavor that this adds to it. Actually, I think if you probably, I like to go ahead and I'm gonna mix all this up first with just the meat, and then after I get it all mixed up, I'm gonna add some bell pepper and some onion into it, and some thyme. So I'll go ahead and mix that up now. Alright, to this, now that we got it all mixed up, to this I'm going to add some bell pepper. I just have one red one laying around. You know, color doesn't matter, in my opinion. I think it's more for looks, but I like a lot of bell pepper. A lot of onions. Here's some other stuff we're going to be adding. I got some green onions. This here is garlic. This is the thyme. I'm going to add the thyme in here now just to mix it up. And this here is a Scotch bonnet pepper. These are real hot, but they taste real good as far as flavor wise for seasoning. This stuff here, I'm going to add to it after, a piece of thyme there. I'm going to add this into the pot when we start stewing everything, because pretty much what I'm gonna do next is after I get this stirred up, mixed up, I'm gonna go ahead and let this marinate for a few hours. I suppose if you want to, you can do it overnight. It ain't gonna hurt anything. Also add the whole allspice berries. This here makes a big difference too. They look like little peppercorns, but it's allspice. I like to add, you know, something like that ain't bad. That's just when it's stewing. It'll help with the flavor. I mean, you can pick those out when you sit down and you eat. You don't really want to eat those. To how they are, there's just the flavoring that they give to the stew. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix all this up and let this marinate. Alright, so here we go. The meat's been marinated for a couple hours. We're going to put a little oil in the pot. Got a nice big pot here. I'll drizzle just a little oil in there. I already had my pot heating up. Swirl that around there. And basically all I'm going to do is just want to brown the meat up a little bit. Maybe cook it roughly about halfway. Just want to brown it, kind of brown the curry there. I'm just picking the meat out here, out of the pot with the other vegetables and the other seasonings. I want to try to keep from bringing the seasonings over into the pot now. I want to add those in later after all the meat gets brown. I'm just picking the meat out here using my tongs. Want to keep cooking, you'll notice the ones with the bones in them start having some blood come out of them. You don't get a whole lot of that with the pieces that ain't got no bone in them. So it's about ready here. And I just drain some of this oil out. chicken back into the pot. Add some water. Suppose you can use some chicken stock as well. I'm using water. Make sure ain't nothing sticking. It's also going to help deglaze the bottom there. Take all the little bits and pieces up. That's going to definitely add to flavor as well. Alright. At this point here, I like to start adding. I'll add this whole pepper. I'm going to save the green onion until later. I'll go ahead and put the garlic in it and the chopped up Scotch bonnets. Because the green onions are thin, that's pretty much the last thing I'll add. It's the green onions, I'm sorry. Some ginger. Once again, all the seasonings to taste, because everybody's taste is different. I'm just going to use the rest of my ginger I have here. It's about just a teaspoon and a half. I'm gonna put it back to about number 4, about 4.5, maybe 5. We'll put a lid on, let it go for about 15 to 20 minutes. Come back and check it again. All right, so be right back. All right, this has been going for about 15 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and check it. Smells good, I can tell you that. Meat's tender. I think it's ready for the vegetables. Oh yeah. Nice. Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to take and dump this whole bowl with everything in it. Slide it right off in there. With the peppers, the onions, seasoning, the thyme. As the vegetables cook, peppers and the onions it's gonna release some more liquid back in there. So, all right, put a lid back on her and let it go for another 15-20 minutes. I can go ahead and cook my rice. My rice has about another 10 minutes to go on my rice, maybe 5. Oh, that looks good there. See, my vegetables aren't too mushy. Still got some shape to it. That's why I like to add them a little bit, towards the end there. So at this point here, we'll go ahead and add the green onion. Scrape that whole thing off in there. Stir it off in there. Buddy. Oh yeah. Alright. That's pretty much, like I said, about another 5-10 minutes while we're waiting on the rice, and we're good to go. All right, y'all. There you have it. Curry chicken, bell peppers, onions, and you got rice and they call it rice and peas. I mean, those are red beans. So, but either rice and beans or rice and peas. I guess depends on where you come from. All right. Chicken's tender. Got a good yellow color on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely good. Like I said before, these allspice berries here, you're gonna just put those over to the side with the bones as you're eating. I wouldn't recommend eating those if I was you, but hey, you like them, whatever. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this right here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. If there's anybody from the Caribbean islands out in there watching this, please, if I'm doing something that ain't necessarily right, you know, to make it a little bit more authentic, leave me a comment below. Maybe do a little video response for me. Let me know how you guys do it. I know people from like Trinidad and do curry a little bit different than the folks from Jamaica, but let me know how you do yours. All right, thanks for watching. God bless.